First at 5, we are hearing from the man charged with beating his pregnant girlfriend outside an apartment complex in Montgomery County. That man now admitting to the crime, telling NBC 10 he's sorry. Thank you for joining us on NBC 10 News at 5 o'clock. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Johnny Archer. Police say the victim told police that he wanted to end her pregnancy. Raymond Batista was arrested for the attack, and today he was taken to jail after a judge set his bail at $500,000. NBC 10's Deanna Durante was in the courtroom this morning and spoke with Batista.
Raymond, are you sorry?
Yeah.
Despite a courtroom promise from Raymond Batista that the victim in the case is safe, a Montgomery County judge sent the 36-year-old to jail. Batista admitted in court Wednesday he was the one who beat his pregnant girlfriend early Thursday morning.
This is wild, bro. Like, you know me. I'm an equal accountability smoke giver, and I always like to spend time detailing why it's important to hold everybody accountable. And to a larger extent, I've held women accountable for the men that they've gotten in relationships with and the guys that they ultimately have children with. But I said it before and I'm going to say it again on multiple different videos and live streams. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, deserves to get their hands put on them at all. We can hold people accountable for their decisions. We can say, hey, you got to live with the consequences, whether it's the man or the woman. And I've, detailed and I've said a lot of times that, guys are held accountable by default when it comes to family court laws. They don't get any reprieves. They don't get any help. It often at times costs them fighting for their children and all of this stuff. And also, it is true that it takes two to tango. So, while we hold women accountable and we say, hey, it's your body, your choice, you chose to be a single mother essentially by still having sex with a man outside of wedlock that you were not supposed to when you decided to get pregnant by him. And, we have so many different forms of contraception that it shouldn't even come to deleting your baby as a form of one of them. Nobody, and I mean nobody, needs to have their hands put on them. And the fact that this dude dressed up like a robber, set this up, beat the crap out of the chick in order to try to remove her pregnancy, and then tried to act like in front like it wasn't him is insane. It's diabolical. It's all of the things that you can describe it to be. And I'm not going to get this dude no pass. I'm not going to give him no excuses. This dude is a monster. And the fact that he's willing to do that with a person that is holding potentially his child is crazy to me. But on one side, again, you can hold women accountable, but you have to hold these guys accountable. And the fact that this guy hoodied up and mauled this woman basically in a parking lot and what looks to be an apartment complex on the street in concrete. And listen, this video is on YouTube, so I'm gonna put a link in the description to it so you can watch the uncensored version. But I don't even feel comfortable showing it, even though it's straight from a news source. I don't feel comfortable even showing it because it's so horrendous to me. And I just, to see a woman or to have a woman crying and screaming out because, she's basically getting attacked by somebody that she's familiar with. And I don't know the dynamics of their relationship. I don't know all of the details of their relationship. And I don't even care to know all of the details of their relationship. Nobody should be getting their hands put on them as a result of not wanting to be a part of, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want her to keep the baby, so you're going to put your hands on her? Nah, family. I'm not with it. And I'm praying to God that, even though I'm cool with the comments, I don't delete any comment. For those of y'all that may or may not be familiar, sometimes maybe you might put something inside of the comments that would be incendiary as far as in the eyes of YouTube, and so you might get by default automatically censored or something like that. But I don't delete any comments. I let people rock out in the comments and get their stuff off. But anybody that justifies this in my eyes is crazy, is a monster. And I don't speak for you, and I'm sure you don't want me to speak for you, but I think it's a difference between holding people accountable for their actions and seeing somebody like this mauling a woman inside of the parking lot and thinking that it's cool. It's not. And this camera actually has audio, which is crazy to think about considering.
As the video played in court, Batista
It's
sat.
crazy. It's insane, bro. I don't even want to play this. I'm gonna just skip past this part because it's wild to think about this, bro. I just don't. I can't do it, man. And then he ran away like it was nothing, like it wasn't even a big deal. Then he ran away like it wasn't a big deal. I guess they censored the person that was getting attacked, but it's crazy. It's just absolutely insane to me.
Where her justice begins today.
Police zeroed in on Batista in the hours after the assault. They say the victim told police Batista wanted her to end
Crazy, bro.
Thursday afternoon, just hours after the assault. This is when police say Batista told them he was home sleeping at the time of the attack, yet they say his car was seen on video near the crime scene, and license plate readers also verify it was on the road just after the attack.
Y'all do know that it's so much technology out here that you commit a crime, and if they want to come after you and prove that you was there, it's so many ways to do it. It's literally a camera on every corner, every street, every block, every stoplight, license plate readers can triangulate exactly what tower your cell phone is hitting off of, what message was sent. All of that stuff is available, bro. If y'all didn't learn anything from Fawny Willis and you know what I'm saying, her little boy toy and him going over her house and how long he was there and all that, if y'all haven't learned enough from these crime channels, it's not even worth it to just do crime at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just stay out the way, bro, and get your life together and focus on you and run up a bag, bro. Just stay out the fucking way and stop dealing with these chicks in the street, bro.
Heading towards his house. Batista told police he was the only one with keys to the car. Officers say they found critical evidence in the car, including a ski mask. Batista said in court today the ski mask was, quote, from another job, and he didn't plan the attack. After being released on unsecured bail Monday night, the DA's office filed a petition to modify that bail, saying the victim was unsafe even in her own home.
It was kind of harrowing having to go to her home and remove her again. It was kind of like being victimized all over again, but she's safe at this point.
Batista, who arrived to court alone today, told the judge he was cooperating with police and said, quote, this was just a bad moment. Now, the judge in this case says that given that this attack was planned, he believes, and the danger to the victim and her unborn child, that high bail in this case was needed. As for the victim, we do know that she is recovering from multiple injuries.
Yeah, man, keep your hands to yourself and just be careful who you get into it with. And I'm sure that multiple nights of sweet loving and them being in this phenomenal relationship has resulted now in you catching charges, got a $500,000 bill, which I believe that the bill is usually like 10%. Yeah, dog. I mean, honestly, I don't see her as being safe. And you know, let's say hypothetically, for the sake of conversation, let's say that, you know, you guys wind up becoming amicable one day and everything is cool. This news, my reaction to it, the multiple different agencies that's aware of it, the documentation and the paperwork that actually speaks to this is going to live on forever. Your kid is going to know that you mauled the mother. And what you think? She not going to eventually tell her story and she going to be on TikTok talking about story time, how my baby daddy mauled me, and here's the evidence for it. That junk is going to live on forever. The decisions that you make in the dark, the small decisions that you make, they're going to impact you for the rest of your life, good or bad. You're going to have to live with the consequences of it. Again, I don't believe in anybody putting their hands on people. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life.